We're going to try to create a deeper breath with each inhale. Deeper inhale, deeper exhale, trying to get as much reach through the lungs as available to carry us through our practice. And with our spine tall, let's rest the ear to the shoulder, releasing the side of the neck. Hold the foot tall and rest to the other side. Feel our inhale, pull the fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, thumbs to the heart. Inhaling, reach. Exhaling, lower. Let's find one more. Reaching tall. And resting down. Let's slide one arm up to the sky. Stretch it over. Let the side ribs open. Coming back to the center. We'll send the other arm up to the sky. Stretch it over. Coming back to the center. Both arms lift. Let's twist over to the side. Lengthen and twist. Just a little deeper as we breathe. Come back to the center, lift tall, reach to the other side, lengthen and twist. Come back to the center, inhale tall, exhaling thumbs to the heart. Let's reach into an all fours position. And feel the knees under the hips, palms under the shoulders, and we'll start to inhale to cow, exhale to cat. Take a few deep breaths here.
Don't plug it in, just turn it on. Now we can hear. So as we flow through our cat and cows, maybe feel a little deeper inhalation as we push the ribs forward, a little deeper exhalation as we pull the ribs in. And we feel that big opening and releasing movement through our spine as we stretch into our breath. Keep the movement flowing up and down. As we feel a neutral spine, maybe folding over to one side, folding over to the other side, creating that reach side to side. As we breathe, stretching through our breath. Find our ways back into neutral. Pull the ribs in and start circling one knee, whichever one you want to start with. Feeling that hip joint release, a little bit of activation through our joints. And then we trade out that direction, rolling through our hip. Then we'll start to inhale, pushing the thigh up to the sky, opening the heart forward. We can stay here or exhale, thigh to the ribs. Inhaling, thigh heart open, exhale, folding. Feeling that reach and release into our breath. Stretching through each exhale. Letting the body pull the foot all the way forward, creating our lunge of choice with our heel under the knee, arms where we feel stable. Letting our inhales push the hips and heart forward. Our exhales relax the hips and thighs back. Maybe we're flowing with our breath. Inhaling towards the lunge. Exhaling towards the head pyramid and feeling that reach and release through our breath. With our hips stretching back, finding stability as we move the front toes up and down, resting and releasing through the foot, the ankle, the lower leg. Our hips and heart forward, opening the lungs. Let's send this foot all the way back and up towards the sky. Maybe sending our heels for our hip as we open the thighs sideways. Feel that stretch through the breath. Then we'll rest that side and trade. Letting the other knee begin to circle. Getting that movement in our hip. Maybe we trade out that direction of movement. Again, beginning to push the thigh up to the sky. We can stay or add that flowing movement back towards the ribs by pressing back open, creating openness and reach as we breathe. choice, hands and foot. Finding stability as we inhale, hips and heart forward. Exhaling, hips and thighs back. Finding that reach and release as we breathe, stretching in to our exhales. Our bodies can keep the movement flowing, or we find a place of stillness for a moment, relaxing through our hips, through our thighs, and breathe, maybe moving that toe up and down, stretching through the foot, the ankle, the lower leg. Our hips and heart return towards the front of the mat, opening up our chest, sending the foot back to the sky, pushing the thigh open, and then maybe out to the side as the heel reaches towards the hip. We feel the openness in the front side body. And we're allowing our bodies to find a moment of rest in our child's pose. Any resting position our body feels like at the moment, finding a moment of release as we create relaxation into our exhales. We can keep both fingertips reaching to the top of the mat, stretching out our shoulders, or both arms reaching over to one side, finding reach through our ribs, our side body. Creating neutral, stretch over towards the other side, finding that reach. And then we'll return into stillness in the center. Enjoying our child's pose, maybe we feel like a downward dog. Sending our tailbone to the sky, we can be still with our knees bent, legs straight, or pedal out the feet, whichever feels better. Take a moment to breathe. Guide our feet towards our hands, letting our bodies find rest and forward fold. Our inhale pulls our body halfway, grounding our heels. We're inhaling, reaching all the way to the sky. One arm presses taller, the other arm presses taller, creating that reach side to side as we breathe. And with both arms stretching to the sky, elbows come out from our shoulders. Let's find a rotation as we pull one elbow forward and the other elbow forward. Do a little stretch and reach side to side. Taking a few releasing breaths. One more each direction. Let's inhale and pull the heart towards the sky. Exhale, swan diving down, relaxing our shoulders. From here, fingertips on the ground, shins or thighs. Maybe we let our head and neck flow a little up and down. Maybe a little release, side to side. Maybe a little up and down again. Folding our knees back behind us, returning to our all fours. Widening out our fingers with our wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, pull the belly in. With our tall spine, we're going to feel the right outer hip open up. So you're going to feel the knee and the heel be in line with each other, picking up the ribs. We're going to feel a little press of the heel out to the side, then the knee. Pressing the heel out to the side, then the knee. Do a couple more, stretching out, folding in, stretching out, folding in. From the folded in, feel your outer hip lift, inner thigh presses in, pressing out through the outer hip, pressing in through the inner thigh, and breathe. Now from here, we're going to open the knee to the side and draw the toe to the inside of the leg and feel a little reach in our ribs forward. So we're going to have the option to stay here, or if it's available, let your shin rest to the ground with the right ankle in front of the left knee. We're going to take a few breaths. Inhale, pressing the heart forward. Exhale, relax the spine. Inhaling, pressing the heart forward. Exhale, relax the spine. Find one more breath. Inhale, pressing the heart forward. And then as we exhale, having the option to sink the tailbone back towards the heels. And with the shin in place over the thigh-knee region, you will find more intensity. If your foot's out to the side, it will be a little less intense in the hip. So we get to choose which one feels better. Take a moment to breathe. We're reaching forward and sliding the foot wide. Letting our wrists come under the shoulders, right foot wide outside the right hand. Pushing the heart to the front of the mat, pulling the collarbone up as far as it can go. And then we'll feel a little bit of movement with the right outer hip opening, right inner thigh folding. Feeling a little flowing movement through the hip as we breathe. You can stay palms under shoulders, thigh can be out or in, or you can rest your elbows under the shoulders if that is available, guiding the heart towards the toes and collarbone lifts, creating stability as we stretch through our breath. Our palms return underneath us and our spine goes tall. So I'm going to take the foot. You can heel toe it to where it's more sideways. You can bring it closer to your body if you want. You're going to have a few options with the left leg. You can lift the knee and bring the knee sideways and lift the right arm up to the sky. Or you can lengthen out the left leg and stretch the right arm to the sky. And take a few breaths here, opening the chest. And as we return, let's fold into child's pose. Feeling a moment to breathe, creating relaxation and peace into our exhales and stillness. If we'd like any different movement, maybe we inhale through a plank or a kneeling plank to stay. If you'd like a different flowing option, you can exhale elbows in, inhale the heart open, exhaling our hips back, feeling our resting, releasing breath wherever our body gives us. At the moment, just a few releasing exhales. As we return to our all fours position, wrist under shoulders, knees under hips, lower belly is kicking in. Now we're moving the left knee, so the outer hip reaches that knee, ankle in line with the knee. Lift through the collarbone for stability, and then stretch the heel out, bend the knee. Feel that reach. And release as we stretch here into our breath. As we bend the knee, feel the outer hip lift, inner thigh press in. Finding that movement as we activate outer thigh, and then inner thigh as we stretch and breathe. A few stretching breaths. And then from here, we can tap the toe inside the leg, or maybe it feels okay to rest the ankle in front of the knee. And we're going to feel a few movements with our inhale, pushing the heart forward. Our exhale finds neutral spine. Inhale, pressing the heart forward. Exhaling, neutral spine. Maybe one more. Inhale, pressing open. As we exhale, may we send the tailbone back towards the heel, feeling that releasing stretch that works the best on our legs today. Creating a release through each breath. Just going to stretch through our exhales. As we lengthen back up into the front, we're going to send the thigh up towards the sky and then wide outside the left hand. Add a few little movements with our outer hip pressing open, our inner thigh folding in, and we feel that stretch and release as we breathe, feeling stretch through each exhale. And with the thigh out or in, palms continue under the shoulders or fold the elbows under the shoulders, feeling the heart drawing to the thumbs, lift in the collarbone, taking a moment to breathe, finding stretch and release through our breath, relaxing into each exhale. Sending the palms back underneath us. We're going to heel toe the foot to the side. You can bring the foot closer to the body where we feel most stability. You can bend the back knee, send that foot to the side and lift the left arm, or you can extend the bottom leg and lift up the left arm and breathe. Wherever we're feeling a good stretch at the moment, a few releasing breaths. And we'll return, knees to the ground, resting our tailbone into our child's pose of choice, finding rest and relaxation. As we breathe here, we can stay in child's pose. If you feel like a kneeling plank, we can reach there. Maybe we stay or fold elbows in, inhaling heart open, exhaling hips back, and allowing a little relaxation through the body as we breathe. Just a few resting exhales. We'll send the right foot forward into our lunge, feeling the heel resting under the knee. The palms travel up onto our thighs, feeling shoulders rest. Finding a few breaths as we inhale, heart towards the sky. Exhale, relax. Inhaling, heart towards the sky. Exhale, relax. One more. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, resting. Sending the arm with the back leg, maybe that's the left arm, up to the sky. Feeling a little flowing movement or enjoying stillness. We can exhale the arm over the head. Inhaling, fingertips back to the sky. Exhaling, arm over the head. Inhaling, tall. Feeling just a little stretch and release as we breathe. And then from here, feeling the thumbs, drawing the ribs tall, and the fingertips reach forward, creating this diagonal line through the back thigh, through the ribs and the fingertips. The hand can stay on the thigh in the front or reach to the ground. And feel that stretch as maybe our arms find the diagonal reach as well. Then we're going to take a deep breath and pull the heart to the sky. We can stay more neutral, or you can keep inhaling, the top arm reaching back, front back arm can reach back as well. Feeling that openness in the front side body. And with the neutral spine, sending both fingertips to the sky, drawing the palms together and the thumbs towards the shoulder blades. Feeling the inhale, guide the ribs and the chin towards the sky as we breathe. Reaching our fingertips inside the front leg, planting into our palms. We're going to feel a little bit of release. We lift the front toes and push the hips back. You can relax the ribs wherever we feel a good stretch. Taking a moment to breathe here. Maybe our palms slide closer underneath the shoulders, and we're welcoming a twist towards the front leg with the front knee staying straight, or you can add a little movement with the front thigh reaching towards the lunge and the front thigh reaching back towards the half pyramid, adding just a little bit of movement, modifying our head as we twist. And then we'll relax the knee bent or straight, taking a moment to breathe. Feeling our bodies return into child's pose or downward dog, our right is to choose. Noticing a moment of stillness just for a few breaths. Fingertips can stay reaching to the top of the mat or resting under the forehead or sliding back by the ankles, creating relaxation through our shoulders, through our ribs, maybe even sending the breath into the back of the lungs, noticing the back of the ribs flowing up to the sky with our inhale, and our exhale breathes in peace with our ribs sinking deeper towards the ground. We'll feel just a few resting breaths. Let's help the left toes find their way forward into our lunge. Sending our palms up onto that front thigh. Shoulders relaxing. Lower belly kicks in. Feeling the arm of the back leg. Maybe that's your right arm reaching up to the sky. Then maybe we flow, lifting on the inhale. Exhaling, arm over the head. Inhaling tall. Exhaling over. Finding length and release as we breathe. Stretching in to our breath. Now the next time we send our arm up to the sky, feel the lift, the lungs tall, and then reach into the diagonal. Maybe that bottom hand reaches into a diagonal as well. Feeling the front arm reaching forward and the back arm reaching back. So we can continue in our diagonal. We can feel more neutral. We can reach both arms back as our ribs stretch towards the sky and noticing that big openness in our front side body. Breathe through those extra sensations we may be encountering. As we send our spine tall, let's stretch the fingertips, or actually both arms up to the sky. And then we'll join the palms together, thumbs resting back, and then lift the heart up to the sky. Big lift in our lungs as we breathe, and then exhale the palms inside the front leg, and maybe stretch the front leg towards straight. And we have a moment to just enjoy a place of stillness. We can slide palms maybe closer under the shoulders and feel a little bit of reach and relaxation through the breath. Maybe we're twisting towards the front thigh to stay, or you can add that little flowy movement, hips reaching into the lunge, hips returning back into the half pyramid, finding release for hips and thighs as we breathe. And we'll rest for a moment wherever you're feeling good release in the spine, shoulders, ribs, lower back. All feel a moment of stillness through our breath. Our inhale draws our body forward, and then we exhale the body into our body's resting position. So maybe it's child's pose. If you want to reach into a puppy pose, sliding arms forward with collarbone, pressing closer to the ground and the tailbone closer up to the sky. So we get to choose. Taking a moment to breathe, finding peace and rest. So we continue that long, deep breath. Maybe taking a moment to breathe into the side of our ribs. Maybe feeling the ribs pressing out as we inhale. The ribs feeling closer to the midline of the body as we exhale. Noticing that stretch into our breath. And whenever we're ready, we're pulling our feet up to the front of the mat, finding our bodies forward fold, fingertips on the ground, fingertips on the shin or the thighs, and noticing a moment of stillness and relaxation. Maybe we give our head and neck a little flowing movement up and down, maybe a little flowing movement side to side, maybe a little flowing movement up and down again. Sending our chest up halfway, soften the knees or straight legs wherever our spine is enjoying a moment of stretch and rest into our breath. Continuing here, ground the heels and inhale the heart to the sky, opening up our lungs, relaxing the arms, maybe swaying a bit, shoulders, ribs, lower back, feel a moment of peace as we breathe. Let's find a place for balancing, feeling our tree pose, grounding into one leg, the other thigh can be forward or outer hip can open. Let's squeeze it in, lift it up, planting the palms, finding our focal point with toes on the ground, or toes floating, hip can find the calf, or maybe we help it into the inner thigh, finding grounding and stillness with the palms of the heart, or the arms to the side, or the fingers towards the sky. Feeling that long, expanding breath traveling all the way through the torso. Releasing out of the torso, noticing those stabilizing muscles kicking in through our belly, our thighs, our hips. We feel strength and stability with our breath. With our hands, with our feet, moving through our joints, trading legs as we're ready. The other heel grounds, the engaged knee joint softens, the other thigh is forward or open. Let's reach it in, reach it out, ground the palms, find our focal point. Choosing our position of stability, floating, foot inside calf or inner thigh, palms at the heart, or relaxing, or maybe out to the side or towards the sky. Creating stability and strength as we notice those stabilizing muscles. Engaging through our breath. Relaxing and resting through our exhales. Rest through our hands, through our feet, moving our joints just a bit. As we trade legs, we feel the grounding, the opposite leg, and then maybe we cross ankles, or pinky toe can rest at the calf, or if it's available, pinky toe above the knee with the outer thigh opening. Squeezing in, lifting up, planting the palms as we squeeze everything to the midline of the body. We can stay tall, we can push the tailbone back softly. We can sink into a one-legged chair as we find any variation of a standing pigeon that your body feels stable with today. Let's rest and release into our breath. Our spine, relaxing here, move our joints a bit. Trading legs, the other heel feels the ground, the other ankle crosses or pinky toe or ankle above the knee. Let's squeeze it in, lift it up, find our stability. Continuing tall, our tailbone back softly or a little deeper, or maybe we're sitting in that one-legged chair, standing pigeon variation of our choice. Noticing peace and release as we find rest through our exhales. Picking up the spine, releasing our arms and legs. Feeling our bodies reaching to the top of the mat, opening on the inhales, swan dive through the exhales, reaching back to either all fours or downward dog, whichever feels better. Option to pedal up the feet or extend one leg at a time from either of those options. If you like to have a three-legged dog, you are welcome to send the right toes to the sky and then maybe help the right knee find a pigeon with our right knee drawing up towards the wrists. Back toes can relax, or you can send the tailbone closer to the ground or prop it up. Maybe we inhale and feel the lungs expanding towards feeling rest and release as we breathe, resting into each exhale, noticing just a moment stillness and peace in our pigeon with the right outer head, finding peace and relaxation through each breath. As we're in our pigeon, we have the option to tuck into the back toe and float the back knee up off the ground, and maybe even push into the forearms to lift the collarbone. You feel that stretch through the back of the head, through that elongated leg. And reaching our ribs up to the sky, pulling the lungs open, maybe finding a little bit more reach in the stretch. You can plant the palm, returning to that all fours, or float that pigeon, or all the way back up to three-legged dog. That feels like a good option at the moment. From wherever we're at, we can trade legs. So maybe stretching out the left, helping the left knee into our pigeon of choice. Back knee can rest. We can slide the tailbone closer to the ground, propping up the hip is available. Maybe we lift the lungs and feel that big reach in the front side body. As we take that next breath, we can exhale just as far forward as we feel stable, maybe the diagonal, maybe sinking in towards the ground, feeling that moment of peace, the moment of relaxation and rest. Keep breathing through any extra sensations. Just a moment to stretch into our exhale. We'll have the same options as the other leg. If you feel like it, maybe tuck into the back toe, lengthening that back leg a little deeper, feeling that more elongated stretch, maybe even grounding through the forearms and pushing the heart forward like we're in little baby sphinx here. Breathe. Push into the palms and pull the chest further open wherever our body gives us to reach. You can fold back into child's pose or pick up the lower belly, maybe float the pigeon leg or stretch it all the way back where it came from. Enjoying a moment of peace in child's pose or all fours or downward dog if you want to have any relaxing movements the body's craving. We'll all rest in child's pose whenever we're ready for just a moment of stillness as we relax the tailbone, relax the shoulders, relax the ribs, and breathe. Just a moment of peace through our breath. Letting the next inhale send our spine tall. We're going to guide our hips to the ground and send the soles of the feet towards each other. Feel a little flowy movement through our tailbone as we relax into our breath. We can stay rocking side to side. We can fly those butterfly wings up and down a few times. As we're ready, we're going to pick up one leg. So maybe our hands are holding on to the foot, the knee. You have the option to slide elbows under the calf or elbows to the side, toes drawn into the knee. Let's feel the ribs grow taller as we inhale to stay or rock a bit in our cradle baby. Feel a little stretch wherever your body gives you. Just feel relaxing breath. And from here, we're going to feel this option for this bottom leg to float up and maybe reach out to the side. From here, we can lower this leg, and if you readjust, if you want to readjust, you can. You make the foot wider or closer, kind of noticing what our hips are asking for. And we'll feel the length, and then turning to the bent knee. Picking up the lungs on the inhale, maybe twisting a little deeper through our exhale. As we find the rotation of our choice, we can feel a little relaxation through the breath. The arm of that bent knee has the option to travel up to the sky to stay, Or as we exhale, we can start to reach towards the straight leg in any direction it is aimed. Find as much stretch as our side body feels like reaching into at the moment, resting through our breath. And our inhale pulls our spine tall. Let's return the feet to butterfly, but remembering which leg was the bent leg, because we're going to trade. But let's rock in our butterfly just a bit. And return to the flowing butterfly wings. And then we're going to pick up the other leg with our hands, or the elbows under, or to the side, helping our ribs grow, the spine tall, lower belly kicks in and breathe. And then maybe we flow that bottom leg up, taking a moment, and then extending the leg out wherever your body wants to stretch. And then the leg can rest. You can maneuver to a different position if you'd like. Feeling the body lift on the inhale, and then twist towards our bent knee with our exhale. Finding a little lift, a little release as we rest through our breath. Finding peace into our exhales, lifting and resting. Continuing the twist we've created, or maybe the arm of that bent knee travels up to the sky to stay. Having the option to hinge towards our straight leg, maybe just softly resting, maybe continuing to allow the breath to deeper relax. Ribs towards the thigh, feeling that reach and release through our exhales wherever our body gives us at the moment. We'll return the spine tall. Let's bring the soles of the feet back into our butterfly. From here, we're going to have the option, just grab the tailbone and pull the heart to the sky and stay. You can feel a diagonal movement, tailbone reaching through the top of the head, or welcomed around the heart towards the toes. Arms can be wherever we're feeling a good stretch as we support the body through our breath. If we're in a folded posture, we can return to the breath and to the back of the ribs, closer towards the feet, feeling stretch and release, each relaxing, sinking breath. Anytime we're ready, sending our spine up to the sky, our inner thighs reach together as our feet travel to the front of the mat, making space to relax behind us, holding on or stretching out wherever feels the most stable. Let's enjoy the core traveling the spine to the ground with control. Shoulders resting, arms can relax by the side or extend over our head, wherever our bodies feel like stretching today, and feel that leap through our breath. And maybe relax here just for a moment. Maybe our elbows bend, noticing the shoulder blades releasing, the ribs resting, the feet resting, our bodies enjoying a moment of stillness and peace through each breath. Continuing here, if our bodies would like a bridge pose, sliding the heels underneath the knees, feeling the tailbone, the lower back relaxing into the ground. Sliding our fingertips towards the hips as our shoulder blades wiggle a little closer together. As we ground through the forearms and the feet, we can float the thighs and hips up to the sky, feeling that inner thigh engagement, helping stabilize the hips so lungs expand. Take a moment to breathe, stretching and relaxing through each exhale, feeling stillness and rest into our breath. With our tailbone resting to the ground, the arms can relax a little further away from the body. We're going to feel this right knee stacking over the right hip, right toes reaching up to the sky, and then we're going to move through the hips. Feel your outer hip open out to the side. Inner thigh pulls it back to neutral. Trying to use core stability to stabilize the torso as the outer hip flows open and back in. You can stay with this movement. You can start to stretch the leg towards straight, and the knee, and pull it back in. Stretch the leg towards straight out to the side, and then the knee, pull it back in. So you kind of find any movement pattern that the hips feel the most stable with. Stretching into our breath. Now we're going to end up taking the ankle above the knee and add a little flowing movement. Thighs towards the ribs, thighs away from the ribs. Still flowing through that hip, inner thigh folding in, outer hip pressing out. And as our thigh comes in, we're going to feel both thighs stacking. So the top thigh stacks on top of the bottom thigh. We can stay with our spine grounded, pulling the lower belly in, maybe floating the knees over the hips and flowing the thighs side to side. Trying to ground through our shoulders will give us a little bit more stability as we stretch as far away from the body side to side. So feel like a good release into today. We can keep the movement flowing, or we can feel the thighs roll to the left, gazing to the right, and feeling that relaxation through our outer hip, lower back, the ribs. Keep breathing, feeling peace through our exhales. Return to neutral, relaxing the tailbone, resting our feet to the ground, returning to bridge, shoulders underneath us, grounding the forearms and the feet, pulling the inner thighs up towards the sky, stretching and expanding through the front side body, finding a few stretching breaths. As our tailbone rests, we'll stack the left knee over our hip. So the left toes up to the sky and feel the outer hip open and our thigh fold, creating that reach and release through the outer hip, through the inner thigh, creating stability, ground through that lower belly, getting the torso stable. It's just the outer hip moves. You can stay with the bent knee movement, or as the thigh reaches out to the side, you can extend it towards straight and then bend it back to neutral. So kind of choose maybe a little different flowing movement. We'll add a little bit more strength and stability through our thigh and hip, through the calves and shins. And then we're going to slide this left ankle above right knee. And you can continue to relax in stillness or feel that flowing movement as the inner thigh reaches towards the ribs. Outer hip presses back away from the body, feeling just a little bit more thigh and hip stretch, just a little different angle. And as the thigh comes in, we stack the thigh, top thigh on top of the bottom thigh, pulling that lower belly in as we stack our knees over our hips. Feel a little flow side to side. Grounding through our shoulders to find a little more stability in our spine as we might start reaching the thighs further towards the ground on each side, noticing that reach and release into our breath. And then we are welcome to keep flowing side to side, or let the thighs reach over to the right, gazing to the left. You can enjoy that moment of stillness. You can rest the thighs closer towards the ground. Keep breathing, feeling rest and peace into our breath. Moment to relax into our exhales. Sending our thighs back to neutral, unraveling the legs. Spine rests on the ground, maybe hugging our thighs into the chest, enjoying a moment of stillness and relaxation. Maybe we rock the spine just a bit, side to side, feeling peace and rest into our breath. Continuing with eyes at the rib cage and widening the knees to the shoulders, soles of the feet to the sky, continuing to hold on at the thigh or reaching towards the calf or the feet. You can even do peace fingers around the big toe that feels stable, and feel a moment of rest and stillness with the spine on the ground, and you can rock side to side, rolling through the tailbone, the ribs, through the shoulders, and breathe. You can stay in the happy baby, or maybe stretch the legs towards the sky. You can hold on or rest the arms by the side and feel just a moment to release through the back of the legs as the heels stretch up towards the sky and the toes stretch down towards the body, and breathe through a little bit of relaxation as we feel a little opposite blood flow as the feet are above the heart. Our body feels just a little different. Releasing breath, helping to relax our bodies through our exhales. You can feel maybe the palms rest on either side of the hips, creating a little pedestal for our tailbone to rest on. And we're welcome to continue our legs up the wall as long as our body feels like this is a good stretch. If you like a different position for final relaxation, you can move. You can also move into any other stretch our body needs to release into before we find a space for final relaxation. Final relaxation options other than the legs up the wall are feet wide, knees together, maybe feet together, thighs opening wide into our reclined butterfly, or feeling our traditional shavasana, feeling the feet, the legs opening, the palms, the arms opening, the shoulders, the spine releasing into the ground. Let's feel some calming, peaceful breaths traveling through the nose towards the belly. Relaxing those calming, peaceful breaths back out of the belly, back out of our nose. Our inhalation can become longer and deeper. Our exhalation can become longer and deeper. Noticing peace and rest through our breath. If we'd like a little bit more calm and peace today, we're welcome to allow our exhales to become longer than our inhales. Maybe if we're choosing a counting breath to help us, we can inhale for a count of 3 and exhale for a count of 6. Or any variation. The exhale doesn't necessarily have to be twice as long as the inhale, but we really are trying to feel a more elongated exhale. Noticing that deeper, longer exhalation. Allowing that stability, that rest, the peace, the calm to enter through the body. The elongated breath has more time to press out all of the unnecessary things that we just don't need today into the ground. Letting our bodies feel relaxation. Right now we're making a choice to allow our breath to relax our bodies. Oftentimes, if we can just control our breathing, feeling that deep diaphragmatic breath, Feeling that elongated exhale, we allow more rest and peace and calm. Feeling harmony and relaxation through our body, through our breath. We are welcome to continue our elongated breath as we travel the breath into our fingers and our toes. Feeling relaxation as we breathe into our hands, our feet, welcoming any movements in our body at any time our body is craving relaxation and rest. Breathing through our wrists, our ankles, feeling peace in our lower legs, our lower arms, noticing release through our knees, our elbows, relaxing our thighs, our hips, our upper arms, our shoulders, traveling the breath into our spine, feeling those releasing exhale. Draw out any extra sensations as we bring in peace and calm through the tailbone, the lower back, through the ribs, the shoulders, the neck, the back of the head. Enjoying where we're at, or maybe returning the thighs to the chest, feeling a moment of peace and stillness on the ground. Maybe finding a few flowing movements side to side or back and forth. Inhaling thighs away from the body, exhaling thighs into the body. Sending our bodies over to our side if that feels like a good option today. We can relax our head and our hand or those upper arms and feel those calming, relaxing, peaceful breaths traveling in through one side. That deep exhale presses everything we just don't need today into the ground. Noticing that long breath, that long releasing exhale. Bring in that deep rest and peace. Let our inhale pull our bodies into our comfortable seated option. As we relax our tailbone, we'll take just a moment to feel the spine grow tall. Send a chin to a shoulder, gazing behind us. Feeling neutral, and then to the other side. Feeling neutral, ear to the shoulder. Feeling neutral, ear to the other shoulder. So we send the spine tall. Let's slide the shoulder blades up and down just a couple of times. With our shoulders resting, our palms flow the fingertips to the sky. Joining palms as we exhale, thumbs to heart. Inhaling, reaching tall. Exhaling, resting down. Let's find one more breath. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, resting. Namaste. Hope everyone feels a little bit more peaceful
I do.
about today's craziness. We're not allowing it to interfere with our lives.
Well, it could be crazy tonight.